What are the ingredients that should make an innocent a solid man that would carry her to carry what? The children and then the society? Is what material this guy was made of. The first material, ladies and gentlemen, is that the man was made in the image of God. The first thing is self-image. Before anything, self-image. Self-image has to do with, a man that sees himself the way God sees him. He finds his definition, he finds his essence in God. Remember, it was God that made him. That's the first thing. Not a man that is, you feel cool because of how much you have. He doesn't find his importance in how much he has, or his title, or his position, or the car he drives, or the kind of house he lives in. But the first thing is what? He's created in the image of God. And what is the image of God? The image of God, all right, is one of the attributes of the image of God is that God is a good God. So the man must be a good man. All the attributes of the image of God is that God is generous. Hello? So the man must be what? Must be generous. All the attributes of the image of God is that God is love. It means what? Is the man has enough love to give. Because in marriage, the man loves the woman. The man must love the woman as Christ loved the church. All right? So the issue about identity crisis, this is the reason a lot of men join cults. Because a lot of men are disconnected from the image of God. They see themselves, they qualify themselves based on their achievements. So when you ask a regular guy, who are you? He begins to define himself by what he does, not by who he is. He says, who are you? He says, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor. Because he feels that being a doctor or being a successful businessman is what gives him what? Gives him identity. But no. It is your connection to God. You are the image of God. Every man lift your hands and say, I am the image of God. If we don't solve the question of identity, men, if we don't solve the question of identity, when a man goes through problems, he begins to define himself by his problems. Listen to me, write this down. You are not your problem. You're just going through a phase. You are not your problems. You are not a failure. Because you were made in the image of God. Most men have identity crisis. A lot of men. Because nobody has told them really who they are. So you see things like, be a man. Be a man. Stop crying. Men don't cry. Be a man. Be a man. And they keep saying to you, be a man. But nobody is telling you how to be a man. Nobody has taught you how to be a man. Because even your father wasn't told how to be a man. So we are looking for who we are in different things. Some alcohol, some drugs, some addictions, some money. You think that the more money you have, the more of a man you will become. You are defined by the kind of friends you have. Listen, if you miss this aspect, God created the man in his image. If you miss it, it doesn't matter how much you have. It doesn't matter how much you are. You will still feel empty. Because nothing can fill that gap except the Almighty. Except that revelation of who you are. Made in his image. So look for a man that understands who he is. He's not defined by the things he has. He's not even defined by his friends. If you have this revelation, nothing anybody has can intimidate you. Because you don't define yourself based on all those things. You don't. Even when you have them, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Some men are stingy. Is the senior brother of stingy. Why are they stingy? Because they feel if they give, they will not have anymore. So they keep looking at what will be left. Instead of looking at what could be created by the giving. Look at, I have 50K. So if I give 40K, 10K will be like, no, that's not how God processes.